You could love basketball all you want. You could love the game all you want. If you don't invest in the time to be great, then that dog probably won't come out of you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you invested in the time and do it the right way into the game, then I think that dog or that mentality is gonna always come out of you.
Welcome to Q's Health and Wellness Podcast, your source for living a healthier lifestyle and developing a better mind, body, and soul. Through guidance, tips, and stories of highly successful fitness gurus, athletes, and individuals who are passionate about enhancing all aspects of life, we provide you with the tools to help you take your lifestyle to another level. And now your host, Quinn Mitchell.
Welcome to Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. This is your host, Quinn Mitchell. Today I have a very special guest. Jaquann Starks is a former stand-up basketball player at Trinity College. He holds the all-time three-pointers made record and also is one of the top skills trainer in New England. How you doing today, my boy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So for people that's not familiar, would you mind giving a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, Jaquann Starks. I'm born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut. Went to class with Magnet, which is in Hartford.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great high school career there. Had a Division II scholarship, and also had a free ride to Trinity College. But that's where I ended up taking my education to Trinity College on an academic scholarship, really. And I had an opportunity to play some good basketball there. Had a great college career there, Division III.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just pursuing my dreams now, and still in the basketball world and still in the game, which is great.
No, that's awesome, my man. So when did you first start hooping?
I first started hooping when I was like 7 years old. Where I'm from, it was like I grew up in a project, so there was like a little basketball league in the projects where we grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
One of the OGs from the neighborhood ran it for us kids. So that's really where I really learned everything. And just first picked up a basketball, first fell in love with basketball, and really where I honed all my skills at in general at 7. I ain't start getting good probably till like 13, but that's where it all first started for me.
Where now I know you went to class school. I know when me going to Vinyl, we had played y'all. And just being in that environment, I know it may not have been like one of when people look at class school, it may not have been one of the toughest. Cause we were in the S League or the M League. So
Class S, yeah.
So when people look at that, it's like you really define the odds going to college and playing at the next level. So how tough was it for you to stay motivated through those times where it may not seem like it may have been so easy versus people that's going to prep school or playing in that double L leagues and stuff like that?
I get what you're saying. I honestly, I think for me, the transition wasn't that bad. I guess a lot of people were trying to get me to leave class school because it was obviously the basketball wasn't the greatest in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, saw my talent, saw what I could do. It was like, yo, you need to go here, you need to go prep, you need to go to this school to play some competition to get better, to get looks. Because I now looking back on it, I think I was very, very underrated and just an underdog and not highly recruited because of the school and the AAU team that I played for. No disrespect to the school or AAU team, it's just what it was. And again, a lot of people were trying to get me to go different AAU teams just to get that status that they felt like I deserved as far as on the recruitment tip.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I didn't know anything about that. My mom, being a single parent, didn't know anything about that. So prep school for her wasn't an option.
Mm-hmm.
My grades were good. And leaving the school that was a great academic school just to go to a different school just to play basketball, but it wasn't necessarily a better academic school. My mom overall wasn't having that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think for me, most importantly, it was just about, I couldn't feed into it and just, me just trying to get better myself. I knew what type of player I was. I knew no matter what level I played on and who I played against, whether it would be the top guys, the bottom, not the least guys, I was always a competitor, and I always compete against the best of them. And I always knew that. Even the guys that was, out of my class, I was getting recruited. So, I'm gonna drop some names, but whether it be Karan Iverson, Jerome Harris at the time, and Jernigan, my brother Philip Starks, even those guys who were being highly recruited from, Khalil Dukes, being highly recruited from, you know, these D1 scholarships, these D1 schools, you know, I already knew I was right there with them. So I think just on the next level, it was just about, for me, just, you know, continuing getting better and trying to put myself in the best situation that I possibly can. You know, just try to control what I can't control, and that's, you know, that's myself, my game.
No, definitely, man. Like I said, I commend you for that because, like I said, even being in Connecticut not being like a viewed as a big basketball state, I commend you for doing what you did at Trinity, even defying the odds and just going from classical to a school to play basketball. So were there any challenges that you've seen, like either major challenges, either like trying to balance out your schoolwork or just trying to still have a social life and just still put in the work as well while you were playing during your career?
In high school or college?
High school or college?
Trinity at college, I saw the most, really the most, like, I guess, pressure on both ends, basketball and academics. Because the work, not to say that the work was, I wouldn't say the work was hard. It was just a lot. It was the work was very demanding. So I think my freshman year, I struggled, trying to balance, you know, gym time, you know, putting in extra work in the gym versus getting my work done and doing it effectively in the right way to get a good grade. So I didn't have the grade. I didn't fail out, obviously, but I didn't have the greatest grade my freshman year. You know, just trying to adjust to everything, the game, the college game, kind of playing a different position in college as well. So just adjusting in that way, and just my academics, it was a change. It was definitely a change and something I had to get used to. I think I eventually, you know, being a person that I am and, you know, the hard worker that I am, I eventually figured it out, overcame it, and, you know, found the right balance of schoolwork and putting in that extra work in gym time outside of just practice. I was always a guy that would work out either before or after practice, or both sometimes. So I definitely found that routine and that balance once I started getting into the mix of things. So time management is everything in college. So you got a lot of time on your hands, to be honest. So you just got to use it wisely. But you got to get work done, go get some gym time in, get a nap in, whatever it is. You know, college you have the time in college. It's all about using it, utilizing it to your best of your ability.
So one question I want to ask you is, I know you're someone like me that was always in the gym. So I know outside of the gym, I know that at some point it's going to start affecting relationships with either your friends. You're going to start missing parties. You're going to have to, because to me, I was never a party guy. I was always in the gym. I had Chev with me. So we was up at 5 a.m. shooting. So it was always like I would either girls or either dudes that I know will feel some sort of way. They would think I'm too better than them, but it was never like that because I was always wanted to work on my craft. So for people that's listening, for either people that's listening that want to look up to you, that need the advice, is there something that you would advise them to help them cope with the pressures of what others think necessarily?
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's something I'm still battling with at this moment. You know, being in my career now is not having the time to, you know, continue a lot of my relationships or friendships how I want to. But at least in college, I was fortunate enough to have a roommate that was like me, where we just gym rats. So me and him clicked immediately because our first 2 years in college, we didn't care about partying. We didn't care about the social scene on campus and stuff like that. We was always about the gym, and that's really why we linked up and clicked up and have the friendship that we have, because we was just all about that. So he's the main. So at least in that regard, that was good for me. So I guess my advice, finding someone who's like you, I guess in college, as a friend or as a girlfriend, someone that has an agenda, someone that has goals, and then know what it takes to reach them, and then and you guys really lock in. Now, like I said, that do damage relationship, because I didn't have I think I had a great relationship with all my teammates, but I didn't have a relationship like I had with my roommate. But that's part of it because I wasn't on the social scene as much. At least my first 2 years. And I couldn't keep, I didn't have a girlfriend in college, but realistically, I feel like I couldn't keep a girlfriend because, I couldn't give them all the time and attention that they probably would need because I was all about, like you just mentioned, being in the gym, focus on my goals. So if a girl, if I had a girlfriend, like she was gonna have to be in the gym rebounding for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't. And to be honest, I didn't find that until my junior year in college, where it's like, okay, I actually got a girl who's gonna be and who recognizes what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's also a hooper, so she's gonna put in that gym time with me. So she's with me shooting in the gym. And I think if you're talking relationships, and a guy that's like a gym rat, like that's what you're gonna want to find. Someone, whether it be a best friend, a girlfriend, you're gonna want to find someone that's in tune with your goals, in tune with their goals, and know what it takes to get there, and is gonna help you get there. Whether that be working out with you, helping you rebound and shoot. I think that's what you really want to be around overall. And it's hard to find. It's not easy to find. So, relationships go, and I think we all notice that now. Like I'm not as close to my friends where I was in high school or college now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all love, but relationships grow apart based on, what you're into, based on where your career path is taken. You find new friends and, you lose old friends to a degree. It still should be friendship even when you guys link up, but obviously, people grow apart.
No. And like I said, I'm glad you said that because I know a lot of hoopers that ask me for advice. Like I said, I was never in the party scene. I was never even really like a social person. So I really never cared about trying to make others happy when I was just trying to work on my game and work on my craft. So for you to also say that and validate that, that's something that I know a lot of hoopers struggle with. Even older people that's in college already, because they're trying to make everybody else around them happy as well as still putting in work, but they don't know how to balance that out.
Yeah, that could be tough, man. And even now, like I said, I think I'm struggling with this exact topic. I think I'm struggling with that more now than in college. In fact, in college, it wasn't that bad because I didn't really have a lot. I wasn't focused on having a girlfriend, but now I have a wife, so it's different. You know what I mean? I have two boys. I have two sons, so it's different. I have actual responsibility now, more responsibility now than I did in college. So I have more time that I'm obligated to give my family now, and I'm also trying to balance a career where with my training career where I want to take it to where I want to get to. So I'm always in the gym. I'm always working, and sometimes it sucks because it takes away from my time with my two boys, takes away from my time with my wife. So and then the time that I do have, I give it all to my kids and my wife. So then my best friend that I just mentioned from college. Or even my mom or my sister or my brother or something like that, I feel like I don't have the time as I used to or that I want to give them as far as hanging out with them as much because all my time is now dedicated to my career and obviously my wife and my son, which is how it should be. But then, like I said, just still trying to balance. Like, okay, I have a mother. I gotta go see my mom. You gotta see Mom Dukes. I got a brother. I got a brother and sister. I love them. I love them to death. I gotta spend some time with them. I gotta check in with them. Got a best friend. A couple. I got best friends. We gotta link up sometime. We gotta connect. So it's all those different type of relationships that I'm trying to right now balance out and give time when needed and stuff like that. And sometimes I feel like I'll be a bad friend because I'll be missing text messages, missing calls, because I'm in the gym or with my family. So it's tough. It's tough. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure that out and balance that now.
Got you. And so the next question I was going to ask you is, what was the biggest sacrifice you made during your playing career? Would you say that it's the time now, or is it something different?
The big sacrifice in my playing career?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what?
So for me, like, I know because I went to school up in Maine. So for me, my biggest sacrifice was like just being away from the family. It's trying to stay focused on what I got to do here when I'm 6-7 hours away. Like, especially when things wasn't going my way on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like I said, my biggest sacrifice right now is just being away from like I just mentioned, being away from my family, at least with as being a trainer and the level the level right now that I'm training at. Just being away from my two boys, and my wife, and even my mom and my brother, sister, friends, like just just not having the time that I want for everyone. Because I could definitely be putting in more time everywhere and just not being able to have that, at least right now. I guess back in college, if we're talking college, the biggest sacrifice I made was like, I didn't, like I said, I had friends, but I only had one best friend. So other than that, the only thing I sacrificed was really just like the partying, the going out, and the girls. Like, I had girls, you know what I mean? I had girls, spend fun time with girls, but I didn't like dedicate any like personal time to like, let me take you out on this date. let me take you there, take you here, or like I didn't do that in college at all. It was run a gun, like, hey, you gonna come see me here? I'm come see you here for a day or two, and then that's it. Like, other than that, I'm over here for the other 6 days. It was whatever. It's just like random. It was never like no dedicated time.
No, definitely. And the one thing I want to ask you as well is talking about the mental side of things, as well, I know you're a skills trainer. So what is something that you tell your clients, and when things aren't going their way on the floor, how can they keep a positive mindset during that time? Because I know with me, like just a quick story, my first 6-7 games, my junior year, I rode the bench. It wasn't until a guy got body slammed in practice where I started. The first game I had 15, the second game I had 35, and they just took off from there. But during that time, I was always working, waking up at 5 a.m., shooting every day. So is there something that you would tell your clients that are struggling with just when things aren't going their way on the floor?
Yeah, man. I talk to them every day after every session. It's the game has ups and downs. You're gonna feel high some days, you're gonna feel low some days. The most important thing is to me is the game is once you put in the work, it's all mental. So it's about how you bounce. It's about how you bounce back from half to half, quarter to quarter, game to game, day to day. That's all of it's about. So just always tell my kids, if something not going your way, like keep working hard, keep doing the little things, keep doing everything you feel like you're supposed to do to make your team win. And then as long as you do that, something eventually either click that game or the next game. And even if it don't click that game, like always feed yourself positive thoughts, positive energy. I always tell my kids all of this, all the time. Like, I don't know if you talk, I tell them that, I don't know if you talk to yourself during games, but talk to yourself. And when you talk to yourself, like, tell yourself positive things. Like, just imagine, like, if someone's bringing up the ball right now and I'm on defense, like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm about to get this steal and run down, make this layup. Now, I probably don't reach and try to get the steal, but at least in my head, I'm like, yo, I got this person, like, at my mercy. Like, he's locked up. He's not going nowhere. If anything, I'm going to get this steal and get a bucket. Something. Or even if I'm on offense, I'm spotting up right now, waiting for that ball to rotate. I'm like, okay, if I get this ball, I got this open gap, I'm shooting this, and I'm knocking it down. I'm making no questions asked. I'm not even going to think. I'm not even going to hesitate. So that's just something that I think every, like, play by play, bit by bit, as the game is going, before the game, and everything. So I just try to envision myself in positive moments in the game, before the game, and as the game is happening. And at least if I envision myself doing that, more times than not, that scenario kind of comes to fruition. You know what I mean? Whether I make the shot or not, or get the steal or not, I saw it happen, and I tried to make it happen. Whether it went my way or not, sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. And that right there, like, kind of just like is positive for me, especially when it happens how you envision it. You know what I mean? So those are the big moments. Like, okay, I got to keep doing this, and that's how I think that's how you keep yourself in games, and that's how you keep yourself going positively. When you keep just thinking positive thoughts, positive things, whether it's making a shot, getting a steal, getting a rebound, and then actually come to fruition and play out how you played it. It was like, okay, I got to keep doing this, and you geared to go. So that's one thing I try to tell them to do.
So how were you able to really separate everything that's going on in your life personally, and when it gets on that floor, none of that even matters? So I know for me that's something I struggled with early in my career. whether it was like relationships or whether it was something that was going on with my parents or whatever it may be. Like just trying to separate from when I step on the floor. Now it's killer be killed. You know what I'm saying? So how was it for you? Like how was that transition for you, and how did you allow yourself to get into that mindset during the game?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a very, very good question. I never got asked that question before, but that's a great question. My coach was he used to always bring that up. That's why I said that's a great question. He used to always tell us, it don't matter what's happening in the outside. And then once we hit that floor, like nothing in the outside world matters. Even when we in practice, nothing in the outside world matters. I don't care if your girlfriend broke up with you. I don't care he said if your mama or somebody ain't dead, like nothing matters right now. Like just us, just this battle, just this game. So he always said that. So I guess even when I was having, I can't even think about a specific moment, but there's plenty of times where like stuff is just going on outside of basketball, and I'm in practice or I'm in camp. I'm like, I can't stop thinking about it, and it's crazy. And it can affect you, and I think it's just like mental toughness or mental game, that mental part of the game is very, very hard to teach. It's very, very hard to like overcome. But I guess for me, even when things, like I said, when things are going on the outside world and when it's time for the game, like it's very important that you really just like lock into the game, lock into the moment. Sometimes you just gotta be in the moment. I think that's the biggest thing I can say. Like even if something happened yesterday, the day before practice, after practice, I could be pissed off about it. But once I'm in practice and in that moment, I don't know how, but I was able to transition to like, okay, let me forget everything right now. Let me be happy, because basketball makes me happy. So let me forget everything right now and be happy. And most of all, be in my present moment. And and again, I used to talk to myself like in my head. So I think when I did that, helped me relax, helped me forget everything, helped me like, okay, I'm playing basketball. This is what I love to do. I'm in this moment. I don't think about anything besides what's in front of me. And I think that helps, and that goes a long way when people can stop and sit and think and be like, okay, let me control what I can control, and let me focus on what's in front of me right now for this 2 hours or hour and a half, whatever the case may be, and let me get this done, and then I'll think about it again after. So that it don't go away. You just like, okay, hour, what's in front.
Now talking about those moments, right? Is that like when you've had real good games, when you locked in, where like let's say you hit 6-7 threes in the game, and you can't feel nothing. It's just a moment, like you know what I'm talking about. It's like you can't describe it, but it's like you're stuck in that moment because nothing else matters but you and the ball, right? So is that something you think that can be taught, like having that even having a dog mentality? Because you've seen players I'm seeing, or you played against dudes where it's like, this dude don't got it, but when I go against this dude, I know he brings it to me every time. Like he really got that dog. Do you really think that can be taught, or do you think that's something that comes with life experience and within itself?
It's hard. It's hard to have. I don't know if it can. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know if it can be taught, like that mentality, the mental toughness, or the dog in people. It can be probably taught to a certain extent, but I think a lot of it just has something to do with how people are wired, maybe their experiences, and if we talking about the sport itself, just how much they love, or not even love, just how much they invested into the sport. You could love basketball all you want. You could love the game all you want. If you don't invest in the time to be great, then that dog probably won't come out of you. But if you invested in the time and do it the right way into the game, then I think that dog or that mentality is going to always come out of you. You yourself for something, you just got the confidence. You probably a little bit cocky, whatever the case may be. You just, I wouldn't even call it cockiness. You just very, very confident because you work so hard. Like I got a lot of pro friends, and I talk to them. I'm like, all right, like, how do you get yourself ready for a game? And they told me, but like, man, listen, I feel like I put in the most hours more than anybody. So I know I prepare myself for the game, at least skill wise. So that area is no problem. It's all about how I prepare my mind, my mental, right? I just gotta, so I gotta train my mind to be focused, to be locked in. Because your mind could go, like you just mentioned, it could be something outside of the game that's got your mind, and you won't play well. That don't mean you're not good. You just focus on something else and not the game. And even when you still have bad games, even sometimes you focus on the game, but it's all about how you bounce back. So it's just like you just gotta keep preparing yourself for the war. If you're talking about a basketball, if you're talking about a game, and having confidence, a little bit of cockiness always helps. But like I said, I think that only comes when you you put in the hours, the man hours, the hard work hours to come out every night and be great and do what you're supposed to do.
And then this is the last question I want to ask you on this subject. I appreciate you just giving this advice. How important is this the overall mental health as an athlete, period? Because I'm sure you've been there. I've been there plenty of times where there was times where, okay, I got injured. So then my coach telling me like, yo, you ain't got it no more. So then I got to deal with that mentally to a point where I'm out here playing, practicing injured, just to prove to him and prove to myself, like, this motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. So then at the end of the day, it still eats me alive because I can't play to that full potential that I want to play at. But mentally, it's like, it's something that I think a lot of people don't address, and a lot of athletes or basketball players in general don't deal with, because when things ain't going their way, you can act tough all you want, but when you put in so many hours and then still coach ain't playing you sitting on the bench, that will eat you alive every single day. So what are your thoughts on that?
Facts. Yeah, you asked some great questions, man. These are very, very great basketball questions. Let me answer the question first. So my advice on that, man, what can I tell a player? Only thing I can tell a player is keep, like, literally just keep, like, if you love the game, keep working hard. Keep, like, your time may come, your time may never come. But if you really love the game, no matter what, you're gonna find enjoyment in what you do. I mean, you cannot get in the game. You cannot get in the game. You can put in all these hours and still not get in the game, and feel like you're ready and still not get in the game, and that'll kill you. That'll crush you. And obviously, some players quit, some players leave, some players try to find another school, whatever the case may be. And honestly, that's the sad reality of the game and the sad reality of life. Things don't always work out your way. You know what I mean? But if you really do love a sport, you keep at it, man. You be a part of the team. You support your brothers, and you find, you find it because you find enjoyment in it. Whether you're practicing and playing, whatever. Whether you probably wasn't the greatest player, but maybe you'll be a coach, maybe you'll be a referee, whatever the case may be. You love the game. So all I say, if you really love the game, there's no way around it. Stick with it, stay in it, and carry the game as far as it's gonna take you. Some people not meant to play college basketball. Some people, that's the sad reality of life. But like I said, if you really love it, stick with it, and keep a positive attitude. Because sports are definitely a test. Just for the real world. You don't get what you want in the real world. You can work so hard for a job and feel like you're qualified, feel like you're ready, got all the qualifications, and you still may not get it.
So
you got to keep it going. So that's just the sad reality of everything. Sports, life, it's going to teach you how to somehow bounce back and find yourself and keep it going.
So have you been there mentally though? Cause like, so I give you a quick story. So myself, so I remember I told you I was with Chev. So I was the 6th game I rode the bench. So I told Chev, like, yo, I'm about to go home. I'm good with this. Chev was like, yo, don't do that. So basically went on Thanksgiving break, came back. I called another school, told him I want to transfer. Make long story short, coach called me and he was like, yeah, coach called me. He basically threatened to kick me off the team. No lie, bro. I don't cry in front of grown men. No lie. I still literally tears started coming down my face. I'm like in front of Chef because dude couldn't talk to me one-on-one. He had to bring Chef in there with me. And I was like, yo, you really don't understand how much work I'm putting in. Like literally.
Right.
I've been putting in so much work every day. Like, and dude was like, yeah, but whatever may have you. And then, like I said, a game later, dude body slammed the kid in practice. Like my starter did. Body slammed the bench one in practice. Literally had 15, then had 35. Like, but if I would have went home, that would have never happened. But to me, I was at mentally, I was already tapped out. So have you ever really been there, like tapped out mentally, where you just don't want to do it?
Yeah, it's been two times that's happened in my life so far. One time, minorly, in college, my sophomore year, I just like kind of struggled because my coach put me in a new position. He wanted me to be the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was always like a scoring point guard. So when I came to Trinity, like he put me off the ball. Like, yo, I just want you to get your shots off and go to work. So I'm like, all right, cool. I guess my thing was at high school, I was used to being a scoring guard, but having the ball, bringing up the ball and dictating the offense and going when I want. At Trinity, it was a little bit just my freshman year because I was still could do what I want, but I was off the ball, so I had to know how to move and cut and like kind of like how Curry do, get open off the ball with a little bit of adjustment. But I navigated that my sophomore year. He put me strictly on the ball, wanted me to run the offense, be the point guard, and I struggled. And I'm like, dang, I felt like I was in a box, and I guess for me it was I was pissed because I had a better freshman year than I did sophomore year statistically to me. So I'm like, dang. So I got in a little mental slump for like literally like half our games. Like we probably played like 24 games. Like half of those games, I was like, this is terrible games, and I like felt bad, and I like got in the slump, thinking that was gonna be my sophomore year was gonna be my best year, and because I was trying to go overseas, play professional basketball. I'm like, damn. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna play pro doing this shit. You know what I mean? So that was like, that sophomore year, that was like a little mental slump. Like I said, I bounced out of that, had a great junior year. And that was that. But what really hit me was after college when I tried to go overseas. I didn't know how it worked, but I thought I was going overseas, so I had a contract. This is a story I don't tell everybody, but I thought I had a contract to go overseas. What basically what it was a fake contract, a scammer, and I like lost a little bit of money. I lost by like $900 because he like the contract was saying like, yeah, like, hey, you gotta send me money for your visa. You'll get reimbursed once you come here. Or blah and blah blah. And like I said, I sent that contract that the guy sent me. I don't know where he's from, but I was talking to him. He sent me the plane ticket. It was fake plane tickets or whatever. I even gave a contract to my coach. He was like, oh, no, this looks like a legit contract. Let me have people look over and read it over. And he took this to whoever he took it to. He was like, nah, this is a legit contract. Like, this is very good. So I'm like, oh, shit, this is real. And I come to find out, like, I never left. Like, when I was supposed to leave, and I'm saying it's calling the agent guy, the phone disconnected, the email disconnected, everything. So I'm like, dang, like, this dude really scammed me. And mind you, I was telling everybody that I'm leaving. Everybody that I'm leaving for overseas because I signed this contract. Now, luckily, to me, that $900 was a lot of fucking money because I just got out of college. That wasn't even my money. That was my mom's money.
Yeah.
$9
though.
Yeah, so at that moment in time, like, damn, I felt bad. Like, I didn't cry, but I wanted to cry. My heart, my dreams, everything just felt crushed. Like, crushed. I'm like, damn, like, what am I going to do? Like, I have to get a job now. Like, so that was the real reality. I'm like, damn, like, basketball's done. I'm like, grown. I have to get a job. I have to work. Like, this is real life. Like, I'm not playing basketball anymore. I'm not going to, like, so that hit me hard. And then I made a decision to, everybody was telling me that, keep trying, bro, keep trying. Like, you good. I was like, yeah, I just gave it up. I, like, literally gave up basketball. I ain't going to lie to you. I like, nah, bro, I'm done. I got a good degree. Let me go get a job and try to, find a career, make some money. It was saddening because I love basketball. I never thought I'd give it up that easy, but that junk hit me hard. And then now I'm training and I'm doing it full time. Like it just came all the way around full circle, and I'm just like, and so now I'm like the happiest I've ever been in my life because I'm still in basketball. I'm still training at a high level, and it's my full-time job. I'm like, yo, I wouldn't ask for anything different than what I'm doing now. Like, I was miserable at the job I was working as a career. So, like, just growing up after college, man, that I think for anybody, for a lot of people, that transition is a little bit difficult. Especially when you put all your eggs in one basket, and that basket gets stripped away. So that just hit me hard. Like, I didn't cry, but I wanted to cry. Everything to me just felt crushed, and I was miserable. I got down on myself. I was broke. I was living at home. I didn't want to do anything for like a good 2-3 months, and then I eventually got up off my ass and like, I gotta get a job and face reality.
No, I feel that.
So that was.
And then I appreciate you just sharing that story because, like I said, this I know kids or even people that's hearing this, that's going to hear this, like, it's okay to feel vulnerable or feel this type of way because, like I said, a lot of people go through this stuff, but they don't really face their emotions, or they just try to cover it up. But like I said, to me, I'm a grown man. Like I told you, I cried in front of this man, but it wasn't because I was crying because I was a punk. It was because I put so much work into the game, and it's like when you fail to realize that, and you in a system where maybe your coach may not realize that, or people are basically underestimating what you can do, that could put you in a real bad mental health state.
Right. Yeah. No. Like I said, I cried inside, man. I definitely did. My dreams are shattered. I cried inside. On the outside, I didn't, but like inside, I was mentally. Inside, I was crying. I was tearing. I was done. I was beat. I was everything. It is then that, I guess, like I said, the type of, my face is just stuck more so than anything. Actually, I was crying, but tears didn't actually fall from my eyes. But like I said, I was crying on the inside. It's just you can't see it on the outside. But I was done.
Got you. So, is there any advice that you would give to a kid that wants to play at a high level that their coach wouldn't tell them specifically?
Yeah, man. One, it's a lot of things, man. If you really want to play at a high level, man, you can't just say it. You really gotta be about it. I mean, you really gotta dedicate people dedicate their lives. Like I've seen people dedicate their lives to this game, and yeah, they're playing professional overseas. Probably playing professional basketball, but get this, they're still not where they want to be. I mean, I've seen people dedicate their lives to this game as if they were NBA players, and they're still not an NBA player yet, or maybe they're not, or maybe they're going to be. But that's what they dedicated their lives to. And like I said, they're still good. They're still playing overseas, but it just goes to show you, like,
how hard
that person. Yeah, that person really, really, like, dedicated their whole entire life to training, like actual training in basketball, and they're making a killing overseas, playing great basketball overseas. But like, I'm just like that, like, that's what it takes, and it's gonna probably I don't know what else it's gonna take, but it's gonna take a little bit more if you're trying to really, really play in the NBA. Like, it just, if any type of pro level, that goes to show, like, it's no joke. You really gotta mentally lock in at a very young age, at a very early age, and know what you want and go get it. And it can't just be all talk. Like, you really gotta I've seen people put in two a days, man. Like, meaning I'm coming in the morning, I'm coming in at night for like hour and a half. So that's like 3-4 hours a day. I'm working out. If I miss a day, I'm only missing a day recovering. So my day that I'm out, it's still a workout. It's just a recovery workout. Like, it's really like that, like 6-7 days a week. Even on your off day, it's a workout. It's a recovery workout. It's something. Eating healthy. That's like, these people dedicate their lives to this stuff. Eating healthy, working out, train, like basketball, skill development. You gotta dedicate your life on all aspects if you really, really want it at a high level. It's not easy at all. But even if we don't get there, man, you gotta at the end of the day, I had to suck it up. Like, okay, I ain't get there, so I had to suck it up, and I gotta find. Don't be afraid to find something different. If it's not you, as basketball, professional sports in general, not for everybody. So I always say, take the game where you can take it, meaning use it and don't let it use you. So meaning, if you're a good high school player and you're just playing for high school because you're having fun and you're good, and that's the popular thing. You're getting girls, and you're good with that. Perfect. Use it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're really someone that can take it elsewhere, meaning you're good in high school, want to play in college, and you actually got the tools to potentially get a scholarship, perfect. You take it to get a free education. That's what people got to think of it as, and I think that's what I didn't do. Just stop thinking of it as I'm going to the NBA, I'm going to professional basketball. Use it every step of the way. I'm using college basketball because I want to play college. I want to play basketball in college, but also I can use this to get me to a good school where I can get a good education. Perfect. Then once I do that, obviously after college, I got to find out where I want to do. Obviously, if I do what I need to do in college, and let's see where it goes. Okay, I did good in college. Okay, maybe I could take this profession, make a little bit of money because I did my thing. So you got to use it respectfully in that manner, the game. And I think I've done that. I feel like I got everything because of basketball. I met a bunch of, like, you get connections, network, the people, you know, even regular jobs that I've got. I worked in the school system. Only reason I got in the school system is because I know a coach. I know people from basketball. So that's what I mean by using. Don't just use it for basketball. Like, use it for your network, use it for your connections, use it for your career, whatever career you want to be in. Basketball is definitely a network because everybody knows somebody in this game, and that's really how I feel like I got everything that I've got because of basketball. The people that I know, not even what I've done, the people just I know through basketball, is why I got any and every job, and why I feel like around here I can get any and every job because I know someone in basketball that's in that field. So that's my connection right there. So you just got to use it in multiple ways, not just the game way and life way. Because life is going to happen. Everybody's not going to make it to where they want to make it. But as long as you use it those ways, I think you can set yourself up for life with it.
And like I said,
with any sport.
And like I said, I appreciate you just coming on the show and giving all this great advice, bro. I know you got a busy schedule. I know you stand up a little bit later just to talk with me. And before I let you go, I just want you to talk about your basketball facility that you got out. And when did you start it? And if people want to get in contact with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me, by the way. But yeah, I started training people in like 2017 because I was working at the YMCA in Hartford. So it was just what happened was I was training to go overseas still at this moment in time, and I was posting on social media, and parents, you know, started hitting me up like, oh, hey, can you train my son? Can you train my daughter? I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, why not? I got a gym. My supervisor that I work for, you know, will let me use the gym to train you guys. So why not make this happen? It makes a little bit extra cash doing it. Once I started training one person, the whole thing just kind of like blew up from person to person. So, and then years later, you know, I joined the team, and we just kind of opened up a facility in Manchester, Connecticut. So, and it's been really been taking off. So it's not just me. Before it was just by myself, but now I'm working with a team, and I'm working with Michael Lancaster. So we're actually sponsored by NBA trainers. So it's a legit thing. I don't know if you guys know anything about Michael Lancaster, but he's out in Michigan. He worked with Kyrie Irving, Brandon Ingram, Victor Oladipo, Karl Anthony Towns, a few other guys, a few other NBA guys. So we're actually just a Connecticut branch of his global business. And like I said, I got connected with him just through knowing people in basketball. So yeah, but yeah, you can connect with me. I'm Jaquann Starks. I'm Jaquann Starks on everything on Facebook. You could search Jaquann Starks. Instagram, you could search Jaquann Starks or Trainer J Starks. You can find my page on Instagram, even Twitter. If you search Jaquann Starks, Jaquann Starks. My page, Trainer J Starks, will pop up, and you can keep up with what I'm doing as far as my workouts, who I'm training, all through there. My training gym is called Revolution Basketball Training. So we have a website. If you guys want to search the website, again, it's revolutionbasketballtraining.com. You could check out the site, check out our facility, which is on Manchester, Connecticut, 1412 Talent Turnpike. And I've been doing it. We've been there open up for like a year. like I said, we've been blowing up, man. That's all I do now, full time. Before I was working in the school and doing that part time, and then like literally once I built enough clientele, I quit my school job and went all full time. And once I went full time on my business and into training, it literally took off. It's to the point that's all I do, and I'm there like literally every single day. I train pros, I train college kids, high school kids, middle school kids, boys, girls, on literally every level now. I've worked with everyone on every level. Only person I haven't worked with, only thing level I didn't have work with is a person in the NBA. Then I work with someone who's in the G League right now. So that's, hopefully he'll probably be in the NBA. But other than that, I work with people from overseas, NBA, G League, every college level, and amateur level. So we've definitely been taking off. So it's been an exciting journey.
Yeah, and that's awesome, bro. Because like I said, you may not know, but like I said, when we played each other back in high school, like I literally watched your journey go from when you was at Trinity to even where you at now. So for you to be where you at, I commend you and respect you a lot for that. And like I said, you've been a positive impact on the community. Just even being in Hartford, like I've always heard great things about you. And like I said, you really been doing your thing. So like I respect that a lot about you.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks for having me. This is dope, man. I want to do these a lot more. It's my second podcast I've done. I like them a lot. They're really dope. So keep doing what you're doing. Most importantly, man, definitely keep it up. I'm gonna be following it. I'm gonna be following you too. So
for
don't stop.
And before I let you go, would you mind just giving the listeners like what a typical day is like for you, and do you have any like special routines that you go through?
Yeah, typical day for me right now. All the kids are back in school, and like the college kids are in school and pros are playing. I wake up like 7, 8 a.m. because I got 2 boys, so I'm with them most of the day, from at least like 8 to like 3. So I'm not doing much during the day. I'm just really with my family in the house, hanging out. Once 3, 4 o'clock hit, I hit the lab, what we call it, the skill lab. I'm there at least from like 3 to 9 or 3 to 10, 4 to 10, and I'm just like literally just training my kids, all that's in high school or middle school right now. A few college kids right now because the season is all weird. But and I'm really just there Monday through Thursday, and like 9 to 6, 9 to 7 on Saturday and Sunday. So that's literally my typical day. When I'm not in the gym Monday through Thursday from 3 to 10, I'm home with my family. If I'm not on weekends, when I'm not in the gym, like I'm in the gym like 9 to 6. After that, I'm home with my family. So I just try to do little family stuff with them, spending time. We sometimes, when the weather get nice, we'll start doing little stuff, going outside or things like that. So my day is pretty boring. To me, my day is pretty boring. Ain't nothing special, no routine. It's just at home, then the gym, at home, then the gym.
Always on the grind.
Yeah, that's all.
And the last question I got for you, that is something I ask all my guests that I have on the show. What is something that you're most grateful for?
Most grateful for my family, and just my family, definitely. And then just grateful just for all the opportunities that I'm getting. Like even this, like grateful for the opportunity to be on this podcast that I'm on now, and grateful for the opportunity that I was on the podcast I was before. Grateful for meeting the people that I met to open this facility, the gym that I have. Just, man, I'm grateful for a lot, man. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm grateful for everything. Just everything. I'm doing what I love. I'm living a dream. I'm doing basketball for the rest, for my, as a job. Yeah. And it seems like it's gonna be a long career. So I'm grateful for everything, man. All of this stuff that's happening.
Definitely, man. And like I said, I appreciate you coming on the show. And like I said, you stayed up a little bit later, to chat with me. And then, like I said, you ain't have to. When I reached out to you, you didn't even have to respond. But like I said, I appreciate everything that you've been doing in the community. And I'm just proud of you from watching from over here, my man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Let me know when you done. When you're done with this clip, done with this edit, and whenever it's out officially, man, I'm gonna definitely blast this everywhere and just keep it. And like I said, I'm gonna be following you, so just keep it up, man. I like it.
For sure.
You ask some great questions, man. You ask some great questions.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe or to leave us a review on iTunes or the listening platform of your choice. Also, please check us out at quinnmitchellii.com, as well as find us on Instagram for more useful content and resources.